Hey guys, how are you doing? All good? It's Ed Parkitato here. I just wanted to make this video to ask you something. What have you done? What are you already doing for 2026 to prepare for these new updates from Brazil's Federal Revenue Service? What have we been watching? What have we been seeing, right? On all social media, television, that nothing else will get through anymore, right? We're really going to be monitored. Our transactions will have to pay personal and business taxes anyway. There's no way to escape anymore. Well, I've always worked through my CNPJ since the beginning. When I opened ARC7, I always worked with my CNPJ. I always generated my tax form. My accountant did that and still does it to this day. And I've never had any problems with that, you know? But what I heard, the feedback from many of my friends in construction, from our sector, you know, we who are service providers in construction, from the architect, engineer, site manager, supervisor, to the final professional, bricklayer, tiler, painter, in short, we're all hands-on tradespeople. What are you doing to prepare for this new phase? Some friends of mine told me they're going to start dealing and getting paid in cash. In cash, you know? Actual cash right there. Others said they're going to slightly increase the price of their service to make up for the tax payment. And that actually creates two fears, right? First, if you raise the price of your service even just a little, there will be someone who does it cheaper. Right? That's normal for us here. As a professional, you know that. Getting paid in cash isn't everything. Not everyone pays in cash. Most people nowadays here in Brazil pay with Pix, bank transfer, or card. And we know it's kind of complicated to carry cash around here in Brazil nowadays. Anyway, I wanted to know your opinion. If you work in the trades, I just wanted to make this video so we can talk about it and exchange ideas. I wanted to read your comment here about this topic. Okay? Look, Eddie P, this is what I'm doing. Look, I had no choice. I switched to a CNPJ. I already do it this way. Look, my accountant gave me this tip. Your comment could help someone. Please leave one here and let me tell you this. My tip that I could give you is, if you work informally and move everything through your personal account, switch immediately to a CNPJ. Switch immediately to a CNPJ. The taxes are lower and you have some benefits, right? Anyway, CNPJ it's the best position, it's the best advice I could give you here about this new issue we're going to be dealing with in 2026. And I'm curious to see everyone's reaction, right? Like I said, this is going to cause, you know, a big impact on the general public here in Brazil. Since I'm involved in construction, right? I mean, I have a lot of friends in construction, so I'm curious. Curious to know really when this goes into effect next month, the end of next month and all, right? When a month or two goes by, how these people will be adapting, how they will act. And really what will happen, I'm curious to know, right? And in this video, like I said, I want to know your opinion. And in a way, I'm not really worried. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not really worried. Because I depend on the construction industry to do my projects. I depend on my clients to carry out my work. Anyway, we depend on people, and everyone is going to be affected by this, right? Some say it's for the better, others for the worse. Some believe tax evaders won't get away with it anymore. Another person says, come on, but then someone who earns 6,000 reais will have to pay 27%. People earning via CPF, moving money without a CNPJ, will end up hungry anyway. It's a situation, and I'm really curious to see what will happen. That's why I started this video right now. I would really like to hear your opinion, and I'm looking forward to what will happen in the next few months. If this is really going to make our lives harder in some way, right? And try to make us, in fact, generally adapt to working only through a CNPJ. To completely stop working as an individual under a CPF and move to a CNPJ. I'm curious. Really, I'm curious. And we know, you and I know, that there are a lot of people all over Brazil who work informally. right? Sometimes they don't even have pics, they don't even have a bank account. The guy just works by word of mouth, right? Referrals. Anyway, we know that's how it is, right? You don't have to be rude to talk about this here. But I'm curious. I'm curious, anxious, and worried at the same time because a lot of people are going to be affected by this. Comment below. I want to hear your opinion. What do you think? What did you do to adapt? Or what are you already doing, right? And what's your opinion about that? What's going to happen here in the next few months? In 2026, which starts tomorrow, right? So what's going to happen? Leave your thoughts for me down below. Let's talk about this in this video. And like I said, maybe your idea, your tip, or your question could be the same as many others here. I'll be reading the comments, okay? I wish you a blessed 2026 May. God bless you with health, first and foremost, for you and your family. May it be a good year, filled with work and opportunities for both of us, despite everything. May we achieve our goals this year. All right, take care. God bless.